Welcome to Impact Tech Studio, where we spotlight changemakers building sustainable solutions for India's toughest challenges. Today, we meet Chandrasekharan, entrepreneur and founder of Watson Water and Sanitation. From cracking nano clay filters that purify water with no energy, no waste, and no replacements, to stackable eco toilets from windmill waste. Hear how he's tackling arsenic, fluoride, and rural access for the poorest communities. Let's dive in. Okay, so I am Arjun. Welcome to our podcast. We are a podcast based out of the north, and we basically help you with all the networking and the groups in the impact ecosystem. So, welcome to the ecosystem, I would like to say. So, welcome, Chandrasekharan. Please give us an understanding of your startup and what is Watson. And how does this add value in terms of the sustainability and the product that you have built? Please give us an understanding.
Yeah, okay. As the name indicates, Watson stands for Water and Sanitation.
Right.
And I'm an accidental entrepreneur.
Okay.
They call me a social entrepreneur. I don't know why.
Right.
The point is, you see a pain point and you can't go beyond that point. You are stuck there.
Right.
Your mind becomes rattled, not seeing any solutions around.
Right.
You become the solution provider. This is how I became an entrepreneur.
Right.
I'm a plastic technologist. I was the All-India topper in CPET, which is the premier plastic institute of the country. So I happened to move out from Chennai to Bombay, my first job, way back in 89, where I had the choicest abuse of all Hindi abuse. Because Tamil Nadu is an anti-Hindi state. Maybe you can edit off the unwanted stuff after you get the recording. So it was a learning. In the very first beginning, you go to a new place.
Right.
People talk Hindi, but you don't know Hindi.
Right.
That was when I picked up Hindi. I picked up Gujarati, Marathi as well. So it was a long journey.
Right.
From there to fast forward 2006, I have learned a lot in designing, manufacturing, new product development, or innovating something out of the box. So this made me a confident guy of solving anything or making anything, any physical product as such, if you want to really solve a problem. And why I called accidental is because I love heritage, Indian heritage.
Right.
And after settling down in Chennai for a job, every weekend we used to go around all the dilapidated temples lying around Tamil Nadu, documenting the dilapidated sculptures, the epigraphs, the temple architecture and whatnot. Take a group of heritage enthusiasts around and explain them what is the value behind that. Wherever I went, I found there was a lack of good drinking water in the village per se.
Right.
And also people are struggling for having a clean toilet to defecate themselves easily. So this really struck me hard. And the other hard thing I learned was girls, when they come of age, they drop out from schools because they can't go to the school because they don't have a proper toilet.
Okay.
It's really hard. And
What year, sir? This was in what year?
this was way back in 2007-8.
Okay. Right.
So it hit me hard, and I started wondering, why should we not do something good for these two basic things what a man needs, rather than sending rockets to the sky and stuff like that.
Right.
Pineka pani and you have a good toilet, like the good drinking water and soap.
Right.
This made me think, while designing or my manufacturing skills are not useful to this bottom line, what is the use of me doing my education? And I come from a poor background. I come from a family where we had been repeatedly told that education is the only thing which can catapult your status.
Right.
And I believe that. And that is why I studied hard to do whatever I am. And all these 35 years of manufacturing experience, I thought, if not a toilet and a water, filter waters.
Right.
So, and again, when I searched in the market, most of them are all electricity run products. Most of them need a membrane to keep changing.
Right.
Water wastage was more than 60-70%, the so-called RO water. And I decided that the tagline was already formed, but the product not. And the tagline was no energy, no water wastage, no replacement,
Right.
and something affordable. All the toughest things what somebody could ever dream of.
Right.
Luckily for me, my mentor from CPET, my Director General of CPET, Dr. S.K. Nayak, he saw me always looking out for something out of the box. And after finishing CPET also, I was in regular touch with him. So he invited me to a meeting happened in CPET, Chennai. CPET is the government institute,
Right.
the Central Institute of Plastic Engineering and Technology. Now it is recrusted as Polymer Engineering and Technology.
Right.
So I was invited. All other people were all industrialists, and I was the only non-industrialist guy sitting there. And there was this introduction from CSIR, again, which is a government institute, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. They have come from Bhubaneswar, IIMT, exploring about a fantastic material called Terrafil, which is a nano clay candle, and how to make, what to make. What the license fee was very paltry amount, maybe some 20,000-30,000 rupees. So they encouraged entrepreneurs to take up the license and do the product. And to the shock of my Director General, none of the industrialists put their hands up. Because ये क्या है मट्टी वट्टी पीस के क्या करने वाला है अभी, and what money you are going to get out of it, and they thought the business part of it. But for me it was a eureka moment. I thought, oh, so simple. Clay is very easily available, easily doable. Like you cut brick, I can cut a clay candle. Maybe I can do it and I can start a small venture. I was thinking loud, and before anybody could raise their hand or even give their opinion, my boss could sense that danger, that nobody is now putting up their hands, and he has to cut the sorry figure to the scientist from CSIR. So he boldly declared that Chandra will do it.
Right.
It was a eureka moment, and indirectly the confidence he had me in
Right.
and my way. So I should say, in Sanskrit there is a saying, Mata Pita Guru Devo.
Right.
Who guides you the right ways? Your mother, your father, and then your teacher, and then only if all these three are taken care of, God will obviously help you up. So maybe I think my stars are really good. That in search of the temples, wherever I went, I found this problem, and I have found an answer through my guru who showed me the way that the CSR license is there. Immediately, through my job, I landed in Bhubaneswar, got the license. We were one of the 9 licensees at that time. Today's data says it is 164 licensees,
Right.
and out of which 163 failed to do the product.
So when did you get the license, sir?
2009.
2009.
The magic lies in the accuracy of how you make the product.
Right.
It is not the patent or the license or the idea,
Correct.
but the scalability part of it.
Right.
So clay is a very funny material. The malleability or the rheology keeps changing very frequently. Maybe from the same pond you dig a lump of clay from one corner and the dig a lump of clay from other corner, both dynamically will be working very differently. You have to understand, go through the rheology of the material, understand what it is, how it is going to create the nanopore, what I want or desire to make it a filter. Lot of science is involved. So luckily for me, because I had been into the temple documentation, which took me to temple restoration. They are restored 31 temples using traditional materials. Because I love material science, I go behind the science of each material. Why it is sustaining so long? Why it is there for so many years? Why the rocks and the lime water mixes a real combo better than the so-called cement? So my science went beyond the clay formula what CSIR gave. I started interacting with a lot of the clay potters in and around various villages, understand why they reject certain clay, why they accept certain clay. It was a 2-year toil. And finally, by 2010, at 11, I was able to crack the code. I was able to scale up the product. So there it started, how I started Terrafil clay candle. And then SAN, in the sanitation part again, I found building the toilet itself is a huge challenge in the village. Number one, cement availability is a problem. You have to take it all the way from the town. By the time it reaches the village, the price would have shot up. The local trader will shoot up the price. Second, availability of water itself. Forget about water for toilets. Even for drinking, you don't get water. So that is a challenge. Third, river sands were being mined illegally. That was part of the RCC mix. So that is another problem. Even though M sand comes into picture, again, M sand is also a natural resource which is being drained. You bomb all the rocks and things and hills, and you make M sand or P sand.
Correct.
Again, it's a problem. It is again killing the environment. So I was wondering what could we do. for the toilet problem where the girls can go back to the schools.
Right.
There I found the waste glass fiber dumped by the windmill blade manufacturer flying around in tons and tons and tons, like 3,000, 4,000 tons every big company like Suslan or Gamesa used to dump. And it cannot be incinerated. It cannot be recycled, nothing. But the material has based on more than 3-4 mm, it becomes bulletproof.
Right.
So why not they make a whole panel with these materials? And again, like a Lego toy, all the 3 walls separate, the door separate, the roof separate, the bottom separate. Why can't I keep it in a knockdown condition, take it to any hillock or a hilly region and just refix it? So I brain changed this idea, I got the product done. I put my own money and built up this toilet for which I got 2-3 national awards and stuff like that. Whereas reality is something else. Reality is something else. When you go to the practice, you know, you have to grease the hands of the contractors and stuff like to get the government out. So I took a different route, like John Gall's Atlas Shrugged. Hey, my route is totally different. So I started interacting with the local NGOs in all the possible villages, talk with them, see the pain point, talk to companies who do CSR, and thereby we started putting up these toilets and the water purifiers alike. So my whole network is purely through the NGO network across the country. Talk to them, understand their problem,
Right.
solve their problem, local issues, try to put the toilet to the poorest of poor, try to give the water filter to the poorest of poor. That is how the impact was created. And people started recognizing, okay, this product is something great. There is no environmental damage. There is no replacement. There is no energy. There is no water wastage. Again, in the toilet, if you see, lot of this wrong scientific temperament of pushing STPs into the country is the biggest desired danger. Because the science behind STPs are zero. There is no science at all. Why should they call water a villain? Why should water be called grey and black? They're doing the job of transferring the shit from one place to other.
Right. Right.
Okay, actually you should have what you should have done. You should have decimated it in the very same place. Wherever you build a building or a colony,
Right.
try to take it below the ground, either by the thermal heat below ground can easily go out, convert the whole shit into ash,
Right.
or it could be something else. The microbes will eat away and do it.
Right.
But again, the MNC play their role, cleverly selling Harpic through Akshay Kumar and people and whatnot. So hit the toilet with the Harpic. It is a strong acid which will kill all the microbes in no time. So the trillions and trillions of microbes which live below the toilet are killed instantly, thereby keeping the shit.
Right.
You saw the science behind it. It is not science. It's actually the trick of the MNCs. They give you diseases. They give you tablets. They give you STPs. They give you Harpic.
Right.
And they give you mechanized STPs. They give you a mechanized system.
Right.
They give you a mechanized churning system. Then they also create inoculum, which is called the culture of all the bacteria together and sell it back to you.
Right.
So if you kill at one end, they try to create something, co-create on the other end, try to keep making you a fool out of all these things.
Right.
So it is basic 8th standard science. If you understand water and sanitation nexus properly,
Right.
the more we keep nature alive, the more water can be saved.
Right.
The more we keep by toilet, we degenerate all the fecal matter and the urines by natural phytoremediation and microbial reaction. Some will be converted into complete organic matter, which could be used as a fertilizer, and the water which comes out can be drained completely through a natural gravel pit, so that the water can be converted into a phytoremediated, enriched water, which can go back to the agriculture, which can create organic farming and whatnot. So the soil is saved, your ecosystem is saved, your crop is saved. Nothing has to be done because they have to sell GM crops. They have to push back something through your throat, then the pill and whatnot. It is a very vicious cycle. Water cartel, pharma cartel, STP cartel, I would bluntly call it. Maybe if somebody calls me for a debate scientifically on any of this ground, I can pull their pants down very easily because I will talk science which they cannot.
Right.
So if you understand this whole ecosystem, if you want to really save our countrymen and our environment, both at the time, you have to go akin to nature.
Right.
That's why my clay candles are completely clay candles, which are just, even if you dump it in the soil after its usage, it goes into the soil, nothing will be spoiled. Again, those handles need to be rinse washed or back washed with the air pump, and it goes again and again for any number of years. And the oldest user of the filter, like 2009 to 2025, no harm so far. In fact, Watson was created only in 2013. 2009, I started as a proprietary firm. I didn't even know the inkling of creating a company, the legalities of it. I'm just an innovator, started to solve the problem. Then my co-founder, PN Subramaniam, he was mentor in various forums. He's a multi-business guy. He was in various boards. Then he taught me ABC of what a business is all about. He told you took up the bull by horns. It's a very big cartel, Chandra, but you should have a company to fight it out. We cannot do it individually. Then he told me how to start. Then we recrested it as WATSTAN, water and sanitation. Why Actirotech is because we really should be environmental friendly. All our practice. I don't drink RO water. I don't buy bubble top. I don't buy a bottled water.
Right.
My toilets don't use Harpic. They don't use gin because a lot of 11,000, 10,000 liters of water is being wasted in washing one gin to make it indigo blue.
Right.
So become more conscious. Like even my food, I buy only organic food from the farmer directly. I don't buy anything which is sold in Reliance shop and stuff like that.
Right.
Be very prudent. I don't waste food. I tell my children not to waste food. So once you walk the dog, everything will fall in.
Yes.
There's nothing difficult that we should propagate the idea and tell. People may ask you, are you not following? Yes, I am following and I am telling you. I'm the real experience. I have experienced through the whole 10, 12 years or 15 years down the line what I live. Then I preach.
Right.
But there is no point in just talking something what we don't say.
Right.
Okay, sorry. I think I went.
No. It is amazing to know your story, and it is amazing to know the journey. And it has been such a wide variety of scientific work that you've done in materials, which has been amazing to see that the application of your product and your knowledge is anywhere where water is exiting or entering a system, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so at that moment you are an expert with an experience which is up there, where anyone can take your expertise and become a partner with you.
In fact, I don't call myself an expert there. I still learn a lot.
I
Jump.
right and no.
I would say like it was like walking down the deep sea.
Yes.
And what new water will engulf me so badly.
Right.
And I'm enjoying every part of it for two good reasons. One good reason, I learned a lot in this journey.
Yeah.
Okay. I never knew arsenic is a killer in almost 10 to 11, 12 states. And I found out, and it really hits the bottom of the pyramid. The BPL families who don't have money to even treat themselves if they get cancer.
Right.
And I was thinking, okay, they smoke a lot, or maybe they eat a lot of tobacco, they get cancer. And reality hit me hard, saying that the excess arsenic in water is killing them. And no data says that the RO machine can remove arsenic very clearly and whatnot. So there are big MNCs, RO companies who have not yet solved or made region-specific water purifiers. So luckily for me, again, it is my fate or destiny. I got a IIT Madras professor, Dr. Pradeep, who has a fantastic research lab where he came out with a nanomaterial which could trap back all the arsenic material. The small article came in the local newspaper. Next day, I landed on his lab.
Right.
So he actually, after a lot of deliberation, he gave me an appointment for 10-15 minutes just to know who this new guy is, to talk with him, and it ended up with a 3-hour journey, a deep discussion, and finally I gave him a solution. Sir, your idea is in paper. Okay, I can convert it into a product. He asked me how. So next day I went to the local lathe. I turned up some PVC pipes, made a small cartridge out of the PVC pipe.
Amazing.
Put some pre-measured material into that and plugged it below my water filter, TerraFill. Because TerraFill primarily removes iron.
Right.
In absence of iron only, you can detect arsenic very accurately.
Right.
That is another simple science. So when I told him, he didn't believe. But to make him believe, next day I landed up with the prototype. Then it is a long wedding. Since then, we had been collaborating with him to do the arsenic filters. I reached out to more than 100,000 households across Assam and Northeast and West Bengal. Recently in Punjab and all places where heavy arsenic is there.
Correct.
And the institute benefited, we benefited. After that, lot of awards and accolades came to Dr. Pradeep also, not only because of this, He has been a very ardent researcher in water space. He is a Padma Shri awardee and our association is very long. And the second case where fluoride was there, excess fluoride, eats away your bone and teeth. It is called skeletal and dental fluorosis. Okay, people lose their teeth, it is yellow totally, or they become lame, their limbs are D-shaped. Imagine a whole village with that D-shaped limbs for both mankind and the cattle. Can you ever imagine such a scenario? Like a setting in. So I have seen such places. I travel a lot to see such real cases and then come to the conclusion of a timeline. I put a Damocles sword on my head myself. Within 6 months, I should do arsenic filter. Within 3 months, I should do fluoride filter because the demand is so bad or the problem is so demanding. So I luckily again got into another paper done from one Mr. Ramamurthy, Professor Ramamurthy from PhD College of Science in Coimbatore. So I went and talked to him immediately. He was happy to know that somebody who has been ready to convert this paper into a product.
Right.
Then to take the proper licensing or the acceptance or maybe sign an agreement, I went and met the principal who was very surprised and said, "Sir, my institution is a 100-year-old institution. But first time somebody is coming to us as an industry partner asking for the solution for the benefit of the common man."
Right.
So I said, "I don't need any money. It is good that I'll sign and give you an agreement and you can use it wherever you want and you can take it to the common." So there are good people. If we think about the solution in a real intent without thinking money, but to solve the problem, I think money will follow you. And the good people will keep coming in your life.
Right.
So these are all great examples where the right people come in the right time. And in fact, many even mocked me when I left my MNC job, get into this type of thing, and even families didn't believe that I am going to be steady. Forget about giving them money. But I told my wife only one promise. I'll make their house run, I'll pay the rent, I'll pay the electricity bills and the telephone bills and whatnot.
Right.
So don't worry about that, but something has to be done. So down the line, I feel happy that something could be done, but again, it's a small tip of the iceberg.
Correct. So please tell me a little bit more about Watson and is it making money? How do you fund these endeavors of yours? So how are you going from month to month? How are you getting the money to do it? Each product in the market, where does your
Yeah, actually, there are a lot of ironies in the whole water cartel.
right?
When any government tender or any big tender comes, they mention the brand name and then say RO.
Hmm.
Then where does your innovation fit into the picture?
Hmm.
So it's a tough call. Again,
Right.
the whole market has been, tell a lie again and again, it becomes a truth.
Right.
Okay. Somebody hangs or hampers you with the word TDS, which becomes the magic mantra. Total to solve. Okay. Then somebody says, okay, TDS jada hai, kam hai. Whether the TDS is more or less. So what does TDS to do with drinking water?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is not only a very easiest part of it. There's a depth to the understanding that you need to read.
I'll tell you a very interesting case study. With actually the Supreme Court and the Green Tribunal came with a ban on RO for households, household filters. That would have given a huge rude shock to the big MNCs. I don't want to name them. Maybe the market is such a huge market. They can't lose it in one strike of the baton by the Supreme Court. So what they did, they fought it with the, all there are some famous lawyers. For all good reasons, for good money, they will go and argue for it. So it went on, and they created a cartel of their own to fight the case. But Supreme Court asked, why is TDS being the main parameter to decide water is potable or not? Earlier, the acceptable range and the range was 200 to 500. Okay, 200 to 500 TDS is accepted.
Yeah.
Then when this case came out and the Green Tribunal also hammered them left, right, center, bottom, the standard was changed. The acceptable range became 500 to 2000.
Okay.
Where is 200 to 500? Where is 500 to 2000? Today you go and check the standard IS 10,500, 2012 amendment. It will clearly show permissible limit, acceptable limit. Permissible is 500, acceptable is 2000.
Hmm.
So people can tweak the formula to beat around the law.
Right.
I am asking a simple thing, sir.
Hmm.
If it is 2200,
Right.
will the consumer die? Or if it is slightly less than 500, if it is 400 or 300,
Right.
salt is less,
Right.
will the consumer die?
Right.
Never. In both cases, never.
Never. Yes.
Point is, what type of salt am I allowing it to go through the membrane? What type of salt am I not allowing to go through the membrane?
Hmm.
Unfortunately or sadly, like I told you, the STP science gimmick, this water gimmick is also a fateful thing. I called RO's rogue water.
Hmm.
In Hindi also it is rogue. In English also it is rogue.
Rogue.
Rogue water is why? Because the salts which are beneficial for your body are also removed by the RO membrane.
Right.
RO doesn't distinguish between good, bad, and ugly.
Right.
Everything is removed. So there's a dire straight danger for the children and the elderly people.
Hmm.
Bereft of all these good salts and minerals, thereby they lack immunity, they lack bone strength, and they fall prey for all the small sneezes and coughs and colds and whatnot, and it leads them to higher diseases. And this has been proven very well. You can take India before RO, advent of RO, India after advent of RO.
Hmm.
In fact, the more you sell RO, the more diseases have gone up, right? Go and see in a villager who takes a pond water or a river water directly, drinks it, and just goes for his farm work. His immunity is much fantastic. Maybe there are few iota of iron into it, some arsenic into it, even maybe few pathogen into it, he will not die.
Hmm.
Because his immunity is so good, because he is accepting the white blood corpuscles are fighting against it.
Right.
Okay, now what has happened by giving the so-called mineral water, and that is another beautiful terminology. Mineral is the hard word.
Right.
Other
So
unscientific,
take out the minerals and then you.
and then they say I impact it,
Yeah.
and no, they even take it the brand, and that's also a trademark. Mineral algo only by XYZ. I don't want to tell the company name.
Right.
All crap. So who will go and educate? So the toughest part was educating the customer.
Hmm.
And as you predicted, it not the urban elite who just click off a button, buy it in Flipkart and Amazon, buy my water filter. It is a village guy who is suffering for want of safe drinking water, is the maximum buyer from me. And in fact, all the NGOs who have focused the water problems, who have tried to solve it, have taken it and given to the rural areas, maybe tier 2, tier 3 cities. I have elite customers, maybe some company MDs, CEOs, and company with top big shots buying my water filter for the sake of sustainability part. We have a group called Sustainability Mafia.
Hmm.
Why mafia should be only for bad things? Why not for good things?
Right.
So we started a group called Sustainability Mafia, where all the 100 odd people are all entrepreneurs and innovators who have been in the sustainability market. One may be doing air filtration, one may be doing sustainable material for building, one may be an architect who recommends sustainable thing, one may be doing rainwater harvesting, one guy is doing the eco STP, which is totally the opposite of the conventional STP, completely depending on nature. So we have grouped and we buy and take our own products, appreciating each other's efforts and things like that. But all said and done, the need is 73% of the rural market in the country.
Hmm.
But if I want to go through the government, it is the easiest route. But because of the correct practices on the tenders, which are all tender vendors, it's very tough call. But what I seriously relies on the NGOs across the rural area who are really fighting out the problem. They know the problem. They know arsenic is there in the region, fluoride is there in the region, eating away their own brethren, their lives. So they come forward and buy, and I don't mind about the margin also. Somebody say, this is what I can pay, I happily give it to them and they keep buying it. Then the word spreads, word of mouth, and they start buying from more. And that amortizes my money. Maybe some places I may lose money, some places I may break even, but I never lost hope.
Right.
Okay, and then there are a lot of CSR companies who come thanks to ONGC, like AGS Health, Tata Groups, Mahindra and Mahindra,
Right.
maybe DCB Bank. So we have put it in the Vaga and Kargil border of BSF, where the Jawans are saving our country. We were not able to save them from the water crisis. So put the water purifier there. Then lot of flood alleviation program in Kerala flood, Chennai flood, some flood. Right now, Punjab flood is happening. We sent immediately rushed to through the trains. So I built up a very good logistic network through the Indian Railways and the India Post. We don't need to go through the private parties. These are all very good network because Indian Railway has of amazing 20,000 junctions
Correct.
across the country, and India Post
It will always be the government expenses.
2 lakh pin codes across the country, 2 lakh places where you can send the water filter.
Right.
And we have an online shop also where anybody from across the country are placing order and send it to India Post. And yes, if the government supports, we'll be very happy. Example, there is this scheme called Jal Jeevan Mission.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then you call Har Ghar Jal.
Right.
But if you know Hindi, Har Ghar Nal ho jata hai. Har Ghar Jal abhi tak nahi hua.
Correct.
Why? Because the contractors will just put the tap and forget the whole thing, whether the water can reach up to the height,
Yeah.
and they'll just say the project is successful and they go back.
Hmm.
But you open the tap, only air will come.
Mm.
Some hiss noise will come like a snake's charm and nothing will happen.
Hmm.
And some places that have gone arsenic ridden water, fluoride ridden water comes out through the pipe, which is of no use.
Hmm.
So we are trying to tell or maybe highlight these problems to the government in various forums possible. See, we keep on telling. One day some good officer, they say there are a lot of good IAS officers.
Right.
Maybe somebody may look upon the problem seriously and say, this is a great product to adapt. Because let us say in a hilly area,
Right.
how can they put pipeline up to the last mile? One avalanche or one flash flood will break away all the pipe. Everything will go for a toss, and again it's hard-earned taxpayers' money.
Right.
Rather, if they give one standalone filter to every household in the hillock, maybe they get a lot of water because a lot of rain-fed water is there, ponds are there. No hills are suffering for want of water. It is only the city guy who will rob off the water from the village and take it to the city and sell it in the city.
Right.
Okay, a lot of tankers will keep moving up and down from the village to the city, thereby depriving water for the villager as well. So rainwater harvesting is not taken seriously. In India, almost 96% of the rainwater is being sent to the seas.
Hmm.
That is the biggest disaster. And again, there is something called seawater to drinking water conversion plants, which are again huge demonic RO plants,
Right.
which are taking the brine, which is 18,000 TDS,
Right.
dumping it back to the sea, making the sea as Dead Sea, and giving water to the poor man. And again, those membranes are being dumped God knows where. I recently went to ChatGPT and typed, give me a data, how many RO membranes are being thrown out as a solid waste dump
Hmm.
in Chennai city. Forget about India. I asked for Chennai. It said we don't have any data. It has to be studied.
Right.
And imagine the seawater to drinking water plant.
Right.
What a huge mega size RO membrane. It is a series of membrane, not even one, two.
Hmm.
So what they do, the first one, which is having the maximum of salt, will be regenerated to the second question.
Right.
Third question, like that. So the very first membrane, which is having maximum salt accumulation, will be thrown out.
Hmm.
And thrown out where? God knows. So it will go to the sea only. Finally, that whole region will become Dead Sea because of more salt content, and nothing, no flora or fauna will exist in and around the place, and all the fishermen will be driven out of the place in another 10 or 12. Maybe I may not live to see that, but maybe the thing will come true.
Hmm.
So these are all the largest dangers we don't see as a sustainability man.
Hmm.
See, you can be an IAS collector from some other background. You can, but if you look into deep science, it is not deep science. In fact, it is basic science.
Hmm.
They're not able to plug one on one and make it two. They make it 11. I don't know why. One on one can always be only two.
Yeah.
If these basic things are not put into practice and foresee and have a foresight of what danger are we living in, we will not encourage RO. We will not encourage these type of plants. We will not encourage STP something. Not me.
Hmm.
It is for the sake of the country and sake of our countrymen we are asking it.
Right.
If people don't see sense, we can't do anything except for repeating the story again and again and again through good shows like you or people like you who are taking it to the mass. That's the only way out. And if people start realizing, yes, I need to save my rainwater. Rainwater can do magic. I don't need to buy a tanker from my neighboring village, thereby depriving the village that water. Look into that other human being as a human being. He also needs water. problems will change. Hopefully, that is the only thing. Hope is the only hope we have of continuing this journey.
And your karma is speaking. So you're working in the right direction to create that karma for getting the technology onto the masses. You are putting your hours to it. To just give me an understanding of how is your manufacturing currently. So if somebody gives you an order, so if a CSR fund comes in and they tell you that this is the project, you need to deliver your units for water purification at X location. So what is your manufacturing, and how do you is it contractual, is it your own manufacturing plant, how do you do it? Please give us some details.
No, I told you, 163 licenses failed and we were the only one to sustain.
Right.
So the scaling up part is very difficult.
Right.
So when I put up the plant, what the CSR designated the machines and molds were all very difficult. I designed my own machines. I designed my own molds where I could see ease of scaling and ease of manufacturing. Again, sand was part of the formula.
Correct.
I did it away with some process sand which was lying as a waste in some other process. I sent it to the concerned officials. It was also having similar color. I was able to send it to CSIR and get it approved as that material I am using as a sand. So we have to be cautious enough to see where I can keep the prices in check, the manufacturing check. Okay, another example is we should be cost effective in terms of not putting too much money into the capex, like building a huge factory or buying the state of the art latest machine. So I would rather say if a startup can easily go and hire some abandoned factory. I took up the old, when I went for the temple renovation work, I saw a old rice mill which was lying abandoned, and again the farmer was not getting great money in his pocket. So I took up it on rent and he is happy, I am happy. Today down the line 15 years, I am giving him 15,000-20,000 rupees. He is supremely happy, and I was able to get the local labor also at a lesser price. They were also from the BPL families, from the tribal families. I took them, those women. Otherwise, they'll be deployed in brick kilns and other places where it will be a slavery sort of work. Right. Whereas we brought the corporate culture to them, gave them nice uniform, gave them flexible work hours, gave them some good reason for why to join us. We told them the story, what is this candle made up of, why it is reaching the poor man's house, why it is changing the whole gamut of changing the normal water to drinking water and all those things. Inculcate some sense of responsibility into them. So I don't have a quality control manager at all. All my workers are all quality control managers.
Right.
So simple measures you take, you save money a lot. So I'm on rent in a rented office. I started with the 10 by 10 room, which is the slum rehabilitation room. Right. Urban slums are there. They give away that room for 2,000 rupees. I started there. From there, I graduated to an open garden of one of my friend's house. From there, I took up an opportunity when the Chennai flood was there. One particular street where I stay, where I'm talking to you, the whole street was flooded till the first floor. Right. And when it receded, all the houses were whitewashed and they were allowed for rent. So I took up the first house in case I want to run away, I can run away easily, practically. So that is the house where I am here for the past 10 years, since 2016-17 flood, and I am here. And it was an independent building. So to grow more, to put more women on the job here, again, we have women employees here, again from the local slum, train them well on the assembly part. The candle comes from the village factory, come to here, they assemble, pack and send it to all the places. And I rely on the government's, my SIPAT, the alumni where I studied, very close by to me, 2 to 3 kilometers from my place. So I get it molded bodies. So we need food grade plastics. We need plastics which cannot leach microplastics. Even the pigment should be food grade. So SIPAT is the right place because they are the institution who are teaching plastics. It's a government institute and they have the mold machineries, everything with them. Right. So I have 3 molds in various places of the country, all in SIPAT centers. And I did use it from them, so I didn't buy an injection molding machine. Right. So these are all practical tips anybody can imbibe. I want to do the job. It doesn't matter where you do. You can have a legal agreement with any manufacturer.
Right.
You can have a proper NDA signed and all those things in place. You can always start with the lean pocket, and it doesn't need you to go out and shout out for a VCs or what to say investors to bring these type of things. So I'm very prudent, and I don't buy my own like car. I have my old bike, 16-year-old. It's still running good. I maintain it properly and keep running.
Amazing.
So not as being boss means you don't have a flashy office or a what to say swinging door and stuff like that. So you be very prudent and cut costs, and I think you can maintain and manage things as you.
So if I say, so I have a number of people who are into different types of products where water is involved. So some people are industrial factories which are looking to maximize the water consumption as well as increase the quality or reduce the quality of water as per the requirement of their place. Apart from that, I have people who are into making a community of scientists who are basically working together on problems on project basis. And once the project is over, you can always become a part and earn a little bit from the side of where they have carbon credit trading. So they measure carbon credit, so you can always work on carbon credits in that way with them. So it's kind of a group of people who work on those requirements where scientific work can be shared with each other, and all are scientists in the group. And that way, there are some people I know. So you can plug into other people's requirements and help them out with their requirements, right? So if I were to come in and become your proponent, so I was saying that Chandrasekharan will be introduced by me to you. And if you're saying that I can plug in into your requirements, anything that is related to water, sanitation, anything that is industrial water usage, anything. So am I on the right track, or am I?
Yeah, correct. In fact, that is a big gap in the whole world out. The academia industry in excess.
Right,
There's a lot of academians who are doing fantastic, coming out with brilliant ideas,
right,
but they do lack that willpower or the risk taking attitude to come out and jump into the fray.
right.
Okay, they are safe in their cushion job because they do some lectures, publish some paper, get their PhD, nice color job, and they don't want to jump. Okay, I don't blame them, but further finer part they can spend on the fine tuning the science part. Why don't they give it to mavericks like us, the risk part? We are ready to take the risk. As long as I understand what he wants,
Yes.
how it has to be built, I am ready to build. If that is happening, then we can do a lot of things. In fact,
And you can also be an advisor to other people, right? Officially, commercially, an advisor to other people's requirements as well,
oh,
right? Right?
yeah, in fact, there are this Carbon Zero Challenge competition from IIT Madras.
Yes.
I had been a jury for 4-5 years. So when I go and meet startups, I keep telling them only these things.
Right,
What is the major problem you are solving?
right,
Okay. What type of impact can you create to the common man or the social impact what you can create?
right.
Whether really it is a problem which is in demand and nobody has solved it, and whether you are jumping into the fray, or it is something, the frill which you are just adding on as an add-on.
Right,
Third thing, why you are the best person to do it?
right.
Why are there not other people to do it? Then what is the competition analysis? See, I am not going and fighting with Kent and the Blue Star and other.
Correct.
Their market is
The innovative side, you are taking the
cricket is totally alike.
Yeah.
Whereas I am reaching to the poor man who doesn't know what a water filter is all about. And ironically, he is the one who cannot pay also. So to educate him and
and maybe in the process of you finding a problem and solving it in your
exactly.
you might be solving it better than a large organization, because actually you understood the level of water treatment that was needed in that area, right? So there's a customization to you which is better than a universalization of a company.
Correct.
Right, which might be one.
So these are all the things. Then I am also a jury for Africa Business Series.
Right,
We do online only, but it is something good because various country, various geography, their problem statements are very different than ours, but it is very alike. Water is a common problem, toilet is a common problem, or for the reason any scientific,
Right.
when creating an app to integrate all the farmers together,
Right.
or even an app to bring even life insurance for everybody.
Right.
So they are able to see, those youngsters are able to see something common. This is okay, with this sitting in one place, I can make the life of my other brethren better. So these are all interesting ideas where I feel I go and mentor them. In fact, many of the startups have built products for them.
Right.
Recently, I had been to Saudi Arabia for where two of the waste which they are generating in huge volumes was lying in acres of land together.
Right.
So the land has to be cleaned first to utilize the land and then the waste both. So we found out a way to make bricks and briquettes out of it. They were very happy. We did a small pilot there. It worked out fantastic.
Yes.
Now we are going to give a full plant to make it and give it to them. So they are all royal families. Right? They were very happy. They didn't expect something coming out of the blue like this. And they were rattling their head with all the big consultant firms, international firms, what to do with the waste. Because it cannot be dumped outside. The waste, the laws are very stringent, pollution control board. So we created something out of the same thing, which is a utility product, brick and pavement block, which is a need for every builder, right?
Right.
And the results were very amazing.
Right.
So you have to go scientifically understand both the material, what it is made up of, how do I bring it together, where can I make something out of it. And even bringing it together is a idea.
Right.
One idea material is a waste from another source, another. So I brought these two together to make something out of it. So
Right.
we need out of the box thinking. We need some challenging ourselves more than anybody. It is like, can I go one step ahead? What can I see? Had I been satisfied with my standalone water purifier, I would have been just have a small shop where I could sell some 10, 15, make my bread, win my bread and fine.
Right.
Why did I graduate to arsenic filter? Why did I graduate to fluoride filter? Why did I do a roller where women did not carry water on their head? They can roll the water and take it to one place. And why am I doing a toilet which is removable and stackable elsewhere? Why am I looking at the other larger problems? Why did I do the larger ones? Because any startup or an entrepreneur or an innovator, he thinks what he has is the best. That is the end of the day. He is creating his own grave. We have to be innovative and we have to keep changing. Change is the only thing which is permanent. So we have to keep changing regularly, upgrade ourselves, improve something better for the next day, and keep on introducing new ideas, new products to the market. Then you can survey. Otherwise, if I'm sluggy, you're done.
So how do I reach out to you? So if anyone is looking at solutions from you, how do they reach out to you? How do they?
drop a mail. You know my ID Chandra@vatsan.in.
Right.
My WhatsApp, my all social media pages are there.
Right.
See, any entrepreneur who really wants to create a product,
Right.
I'm a product guy. He has an idea, product is going to change the lives of people. He doesn't know where to start.
Right.
Maybe what he gets a quote from the market to make a mold or anything could be XYZ. We will be 1/4 of that XYZ. Because I am working at cost to cost. I am not trying to make money out of somebody else.
Right.
Again, what material to choose? One may be an electronic product, one may be a medical product, one may be a waterproof product, one may be a heat resistant product.
Right.
So we need to understand the application correctly and then see which material is akin to this, metal, rubber or plastics. Then try to put it in, and then the designing part. Whether the design is something a dump or a moldable or a producible design. So productivity is the main key. What machine will accommodate this product? Which idea can accommodate this product? So all these things have to come together. Maybe because of my 30, 40 years of experience, I can put all this what I have learned together and make the startup get the product out. And it should be a working product.
So for example, if I were to reach out to you and I was to get some work done at a scale, you do not have any problem in any scale of the problem. So you can always take a problem and you can work on it, right?
Yeah.
And create a solution for it. Apart from that, do you go through agreements with me? How do you go forward? How do you make?
If you got me a mail in the not much of a technical jargon, what you feel from your heart, you should just drop me a love letter.
Right.
And I will see whether the love will take it further to marriage.
Right.
And whether we can bear children.
Right.
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 So I'll tell you a great example. In the very beginning, when I started my company,
Yes.
it was actually called the Custom Parts Online.
Right.
Idea is customizing your idea.
Correct.
Custom parts online. Okay. The very first order I got from women in USA with a very fantastic single letter, single sentence letter. You should simulate a breast, but don't make it look vulgar. Okay. Why? Because a lot of foster parents who can't do breastfeeding,
Yeah.
lot of nannies who take the child out and give feeding to the child,
Right.
but they don't breastfeed.
Right.
And it's a big problem for foster parents and fathers alike. And she wanted to make it look nice and reusable, recyclable.
Right.
So when I was playing with my kids over there, they were having Mickey Mouse. So I got the Moiraka moment from the Mickey Mouse face. So the nose became the nipple, the face became the back.
Right.
So I conceived the idea, the design, the
Right.
product, the machine, everything.
Right.
I was able to make 20,000 pieces out of that and export to US to my client. Whether she changed her business or anything, I don't know. But those 20,000 were taken up and she tried to make it back from China, from other source. They said, how this man made this, I don't know. It is a very magic product. He has combined 5-6 processes to make one product. So there was calendering, there was extrusion, there was vacuum forming,
Right.
there was injection molding, there was liquid in situ forming, all put together made one feeding bottle, which is a reusable, rewashable, PFA free water purifier. Feeding bottle.
Right.
And it was very sleek. For want of space, we had to cut both the ears of the Mickey. It was a big Mickey Mouse thing which we
Yeah.
molded.
Right.
And for want of space to shipment, we had to cut both the ears and then send it to her the face part. So the nipple was the one which you can unthread, pour the milk again, thread it and give it to the child. So when the child sees the face of the toy, will happily drink the milk.
Right.
Simple logic.
Right.
So sometimes it works this way because you are engulfed with the idea and the product or the problem, and then keep on thinking about that, you will get some eureka moment anywhere.
So my question comes from the simple point that I have a basic understanding. So the talent like yours, right? The way you look at a problem and you make it to first principles, you try to solve it, and you are so open like a scientist. You are literally finding solutions wherever they are visible to you, right? So you have a way of the scientific approach to anything, right? Now, this scientific approach is really looking at your interview right now and looking at your experience and the way you have looked at varied problems and you have solved it for so many people, right? Don't you think this should become a movement? It should not be only you, right?
I would put it the other way around also.
Right.
If you have the intent, everything will fall in place. Let us say Ambani.
Right.
He was just a petrol attendant.
Right.
Okay, in some Gulf country.
Hmm.
When he poured the petrol, he thought, why for this 2 shilling I am pouring petrol for the whole day? Why can't I refine crude in my own place in Jamnagar and other places? They're all backward areas. There was no industry, nothing. This man had a flicker of thought. He jumped into the bandwagon. He created the history, starting first selling the Vimal fabric saree, for his polyester sarees and acrylic sarees. He got into textile business, which is very akin to Gujarat.
Right.
Then slowly he thought, why should I reverse engineering or going forward, backward integration? Why should I buy acrylic or polyester from somebody? Why can't I create the polymer myself? Then one step behind, one step. That boldness is what made him. And again, he is not a scientist, but he hired good scientists.
Right.
To
Right.
pay something good for any best scientist.
Right.
There was actually a very nice story. This LLDP or HDP cracker plant. There was a foreign consultant for them to put up the cracker plant. And he was discussing with his engineers, work was going very high. Then when they discussed on the capacity, somebody said this is much lesser than what a Gulf country or a US plant or a Dow or a ICA. He said, why not? India's consumption is very big. If I see into the population explosion and the use of plastics in the country, it should be the biggest plant anywhere in the world.
Right.
Then the consultant told, it seems you have never built anything that big and they were hesitant to build something that big. So he told, okay, you're out of the business. He signed them off, told the local engineers a challenge. Chalo, you saw the primary design of the smaller plant. Can you just utra aur zyada material le lo? Buy some more material. Buy design something 10x or 20x. If you are able to build a plant, I'm going to give you salary double, triple, whatever you want. Okay, if you are not building, you all can also walk out like the consultant. You also can go back. They really put the guillotine on their head, and that is how it works.
Right.
I'll tell you, it has to see. We have to think, what is my need?
Right.
What is my capacity? What is my see? He had that astute understanding of the market need.
Right.
And today, you see, Reliance has become a big game changer in the country. Everybody wants to compete with Reliance prices in terms of
Correct.
in terms of whatnot. Even Dow and big reputed names are not able to gobble up the market in the polyolefin market in the country. And he is calling the shot.
So one more thing out of curiosity and the way you have, so I'm really inspired. So let's be very honest. I am really inspired looking at how you can change the thought of anyone and take the scientific approach and put it into any problem they have. So I'm really inspired and I'm really.
You know, he had the vision, sir. He had, see, Ambani ji had the vision. See, people may blame. Okay, you're too close to the government, you are anti-government like Adani, Ambani. They say repeatedly, these are all the words these are all naysayers.
Right.
See, they have given jobs to some 10 to 1 lakh people tangibly, intangibly to another 50, 60,000 people who are dependent on those businesses.
Right.
Can you create that type of employment to people? Only if Adani and Ambani are able to do that, and which the government themselves cannot do, why not support Adani and Ambani? Which idiot will do business without profit?
Correct.
They are here to make profit, and that profit they are again plugging it back to create another company.
Right.
Okay. One Reliance started with the sari shop, became a big, and now yes, almost every businesses. One Adani started with one thing, and today that is the way to expand, and that is how to make businesses. Maybe social entrepreneurship is my call.
Yes.
I deliberately took it and I'm helping it. It is my choice.
Yes.
If I really want to bulldoze and go ahead, I could have done that, but I'm not doing that because that is not in my blood. That is not in my DNA, maybe. But just blaming others because they are growing and they are growing too big is the most idiotic thing to say what is not to happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Encourage somebody. See, he has been a man who has been able to give jobs. He has to have that vision of what could happen with the business, how to hit the rod when it is hot. See, opportunity, no? And again, you know, Reliance is now entering water business.
Right.
Is it a threat to me? No, not at all.
No.
See, it is a smart way. He is making pet material, raw material. Maybe he is seeing some downslide in the market, or he is seeing all the pet bottle manufacturers are buying from him. He thought, why should I not put the pet bottle plant itself myself and pour water and give it to everybody? Let it go. If somebody is making money out there, why not me?
Right. Right.
So, if I see it as a threat, I am always under threat.
No. So my thought comes from, so I wanted to take you back to the thought that I wanted to ask you is that looking at your capabilities and your mentorship and your way of building something valuable for a lot of people that you can literally you have the attitude and the ability to help a number of businesses from the product side. This is your capability which I have seen and you have been awarded for it as well. And I'm really inspired to look at your history and the way you've done it. Now, looking at that, how don't you think there is a value in creating a innovation lab which works the way you want it to work? Just an idea on the table.
Right, really was. So, school education basically is totally very rhetoric.
Right.
They had everything dump and swallow.
Right.
Throw some mark out and you are the best guy out. In fact, Joho Vembu had started a school and a practical lab in his village. Where one boy said, sir, I am very bored with this mark and all this mugging up. Why don't you give me a small garage where I can tinker my own stuff and I can do some product out of it.
Right.
And he knew one of his plumber or somebody in his organization keeps on tinkering something new. He'll build up his own radio, he'll build up his own stack, like that. So he made that guy as the in charge of the garage, the workshop, and these 2-3 boys who are wanting not to study but to do something else, put them on the job. They have built an electric scooter now. They have built an electric auto.
Right.
Okay. And now that model has worked well, and they have Joho school as well, where it is very clear. They have a gamut of 60 or 70 products in Joho belt. Okay. 3 verticals. Either you do designing, or you do marketing, or the coding. In these 3 verticals, after your 12th standard, because some basic science understanding should be there. So some maths should be there. So these three verticals you can join directly. No attendance, no marks, and no hitting on your head.
Right.
No guilt that I am scoring low, I am scoring high.
Right.
And the best part is all the 500 managers in their Guduanjari plant where they biggest to go Jogos and network is there. They are going to teach him directly.
Right.
And student. So they have handpicked the students, some 20, 30, 400 students, I think. Most of them come from the tier 2, tier 3 cities and poor villages whose fathers are cobblers or daily wages earners. And these children are smart enough and very, very prudent and nice children because food is given in Johor. They are taken a shared room, rental room is somewhere in 2,000-3,000 rupees.
Right.
They are getting a stipend of 15,000 rupees. They are sending in back 10,000 to 10,000 rupees to their parents to survey. So such poor children are being hand lifted, giving trained soft skill and whatnot. After 2 years, they are going to become masters in their own belt. And in case they want to do change over from design to marketing or marketing to the coding or coding back to anything, there is a choice. Finally, those who taught them are going to interview them back and then give them a job. And if they go, they will be given a golden certificate. With that, any IT company will be happy to pick them up because they are already trained.
Right.
This model has to really shoot up across the country where practical knowledge is given. Let us say one electrical engineer or an electronic engineer or a mechanical engineer, they not do plumbing or fixing their fan or mixie in their own home.
Right.
You call for a plumber or you call for an electrician who is an uneducated guy who would have drop out or learn by practice and he is doing the job.
Right. And
I cannot assume this.
so life skill like these actually make you ready for the right kind of innovation that you should move towards, and innovation should stand in the center of everything. So
There is one program called Atal Tinkering Lab, sir.
yes.
All the schools have been given, but not properly utilized. Again, there are these contractors and agents. They have taken up the whole money. They put some 3D printing machine.
Right.
They put some IT products there. The child doesn't even know what to do with that. And like Punjab and Andhra and Telangana, am I creating some product which is akin to the farmer? Am I trying to solve their soil problem? Am I trying to cut down the pesticide use? Am I educating on the ill effects of pesticides and fertilizers? Am I not teaching them some basic chemistry? Am I not teaching what is soil science? Am I not teaching water science?
So think about this religions. Looking at there's a visualization of the idea for me. So
exactly, the child has to connect his problem and what is being given to him through this certain tinkering lab.
Correct.
That is not funny. It is a threat.
Because it is again universalized. When you you don't understand what is the real requirement of the region. So to do that, what I was thinking as an idea on top of it, just as a video, this could go to everyone and somebody who likes it, or maybe we are making a venture studio someday, which we are looking at making. Maybe there is a way to just get that flow. So the game is that you, for example, so the way you come to a local problem and you answer that problem, right? If there is no problem, why do we have a tinkering lab which is just for the sake of tinkering lab, right? There has to be some addition to the tinkering lab. A basic tinkering lab is okay, right? You have a universal tinkering lab, great. But on top of it, can we have one more addition to the product, which is one window, the way China talks about one window form giving. So I am getting excited about your act, right? So one window, one person comes in, writes in his own way one problem that he's facing in whatever issues that he's facing, right? Which needs an innovation and he's not found a product for it.
Correct.
Right? He puts it into the window. One guy reads it, creates a meeting with someone inside who is managing that lab, right?
Correct. Correct.
Then they try to understand that problem deeper, right? Then they say, okay, then you can come every week and see what we do, and we can sit together and try to find the solution together, right?
That's what is happening with the Wembu school actually. It's very different.
Right.
They are made to read newspapers. They are made to know the current politics and things like that through newspapers. They are encouraged to go and talk to people.
Or the farmer could come to your window and say, I have this problem. I did not find a problem. This window helps me. So something inside this window.
But if you take the largest businesses in India is agriculture only, and still the farmer is suffering. The middleman and the shops are making money. Still there is no proper connect for the distribution of the produce or storing the produce in a proper way, saving the crop, or still the problem is a problem. Like logistics is not good. Okay, so a lot of miles to go. I wish I had some 1,000 hands like Ma Durga.
Yes.
Get into all the problem, and obviously I'm a normal human being. I don't know, but I wish more people can join to it. Like for example, you know some 10 such good souls. We can create a collaboration. Okay, we can say, okay, I'll try to help out, like funding. Let us say some high net worth individual families are there. They want to do something back to India because they are rooted in India. They could have, I am a fellow of Royal Academy of Engineering. But I come every year to London for some reason or other. I was felicitated there. I was given an award and all those things. But still the connect is not happening. I want to connect to the professors and other people who are there in various institutions, who are into researchers. They have a brilliant idea. They think this could be applicable to India or any other down south Asian countries, or to the African countries which are poor.
Right.
So they have to come out and create a company. We can collaborate. I can write one mail to the UK embassy, and you can write. I can easily get a connect. Or I write to Royal Academy of Engineering. So and so institute, so and so professor is ready to collaborate. Can I have a collaboration? Can you facilitate? So we can do that, but not happening. So the point is, these people should come out of their comfort zone.
Right.
Academicians or somebody should think, okay, okay, let him continue with this teaching job. He need not take the risk directly.
Correct.
They should at least give a license or the grant, or a partner with us saying that, okay, you are allowed to use my license or my idea to make it into a product or make it into a viable solution which can reach to masses. Okay. See, if I am not going to waste time and to do reverse engineering in what he has done already.
Right.
If the man who has already done it, why should I waste my time?
Right.
So God has not given an expiry date on our back, like a medicine.
Right.
So there are two extreme of people I keep telling. One who becomes a scoundrel, who thinks, okay, anyway, my day is going to end. Had God put your in the back one expiry date, either he'll be too bad a lousy fellow, will do all the lousy thing and get lost. Or he may be too good a fellow who think, okay, anyway, my day is ending. Why should I not do all the best thing to the mankind and go out?
Right.
So both extreme can happen.
Right.
That is why God didn't put the expiry date on our back.
Right.
I always wish, if I am here today talking alive with you, doing something, it is destiny which has brought you to this place.
Correct.
I am destiny's child. Okay, but I should sense that.
Yes.
Why did I get this type of teachers? Why did I was in fact stillborn. Declared dead. Okay, in the one house, I accidentally saw me wriggling. Went and told the doctors, I was 7th month premature baby. Under risk of dying. So they already took the certificate, everything true. Luckily, she saw me and told the doctor I was put back to life. Thinking back, why was I given that second life?
Right.
And I was named after a seer who lived 100 years. From 7 years, he became a saint. He is one of the Shankaracharya cult, Kanchi, the Chandrasekhara Saraswati. He had just entered the city, Visakhapatnam, where I was born. So my mother gave his name to me. All the Tamil friends came there and told, okay, Swamiji aaya, Swamiji ka naam rakh lo. He is a great saint, revered saint. So give his name, let us see what is left it. Maybe because of the name, I have imbibed the values. What my seers have taught me, what my culture has taught me. Why did they go for searching around temples? I don't know.
Right.
I'm not an architect. I'm not an archaeologist. I'm not a civil engineer. I'm not an engineer, in fact. I did my chemistry in graduation, post-graduation in plastics. I'm not a by degree an engineer. But engineering is the basic thing for everything you do.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, and how Royal Academy of Engineering felicitated me with a fellowship.
Right.
But they saw the engineering in me, not the engineer certificate. Okay.
Right.
So I wish all our, like, maybe you have some great connects.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you have some problem statements lying across. Maybe you have some great scientists who are ready, not ready to go out and take the jump. We are there. Okay, let him jump, let him get bruised, but we are the cushion for it. He will break our head. It's not a easy, not a rosy path. Roses also have thorns, right? But without experiencing their thorn, how will you put your hand firmly?
Correct.
So, थोड़ा तो risk तो लेना है. Once we take the risk, everything will be good. And that is the life of an entrepreneur. You have a smooth walk, then there is nothing charming. I want a problem in my head. I want a devil shooting thing. I want something to rack my brain, so I give more homework to my. Whether what is life, you know?
Yes.
You have the James Bond life. I keep telling people. You see the 5B goes. It's a candid example.
Right.
All the worst hit and bruises he'll have, all the riskiest thing he'll have, bullet close to his neck. But when he comes out, he'll just stare it off. He just come with the neat coat and as if nothing has happened, he'll just walk coolly. I think that is the ultimate aim any entrepreneur should have, and especially a social entrepreneur should have. I get all my bruises, but I come unscathed. I look neat.
Yeah.
I look good to the other people so that I can tell my story to somebody else, and so that somebody can.
Spring is a new day. Every morning is a new morning. It is every.
Yeah, because when you come to the organization, you don't know what problems you are facing, right? I like the James Bond story. I see any number of James Bond story because I like the challenge it takes up. And the joys also. There are joys. I'm a sculptor, I'm a designer, I'm an artist, I play any song by whistle. So you should have a balance of life. Like, okay, don't know,
we can share that talent of ours of whistling any song, right? I also can do that. So we will do that. So pleasure, sir. Pleasure. It was a pleasure having you. This has been my mentor session, and I have really learned out of it. This is called education from the gods, right? So it is just I don't have to go anywhere. I just got an interview with you. What a nice experience, sir. So what we will do is I will try to make sense of this, what you have talked about, and what your ideas can lead to. I'll come back to you and give you some ways of aligning. I am based out of the UK as well as India. Currently in the phase of 6 months in UK and 6 months in India. So I am networking for venture funds, and I'm looking at other places where people are looking for their initial. So there's a lot of positive energy for India and UK right now, as you know.
What's happening? Unfortunately, in India, in the investment scene, venture capitalists are all
Don't worry about it. So that is a venture capital. Yeah, I don't want to talk about venture capitalists. The main.
So you want to look at the angel investors, impact investors,
Yes.
or maybe a collaboration between the scientific temperament.
And there are a lot of people in the UK, I will give you some understanding, who might now look at India market with a sense that, okay, I have a life purpose like you. So you have a life purpose. There are many in the UK also who have a life purpose, and they come from India.
Correct.
And for a long time, they've been away from India, and now they want to contribute back. I have some visibilities from there as well. And
Fantastic.
they are doing well in their industry. So they are saying that, okay, I am looking for someone who can do some kind of a movement the way you are trying to do. So maybe these conversations might go into that. Maybe the conversations might go into we becoming a lab in some way that.
Fine. Inter investment partner. See,
So you are already a lab. I know that you are already a lab because you already have given me an email address. People can reach that email address and just be a candid conversation with you. And you become the channel to just distribute that problem and solve it for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
in fact, the idea of custom parts online is what I am still. Maybe my company has been regression to Watson. Custom parts online still survive. For the brick I told you for the Saudi Arabian customer,
right,
I'm going to build it through custom parts online one day.
right,
And I thought, in fact, I wanted to create this hackathon, the workshop,
right.
the open workshop in every possible villages. Okay, maybe a small kiosk where school students can just walk in, mess their hands,
Yeah.
do some messy thing, get out.
Yeah.
Okay, and then but we can say we have purpose. We have to drive some purpose into their brain and say, okay, in 10 days you do this, I'll incentivize you. I'll pay your 1 year fees. Okay, a college student comes. Okay, sir, I know your filter. I'll take it across the ground. Okay, you're selling to all the hamlet in this place. I'll give you the marketing director position. I'll give you a fantastic salary. Can you do it? So the trigger has to be given to them. See, everybody have a purpose in their life. Like I found out my mojo moment when I saw what connected me to manufacturing, to temple, to water, to my birth.
Right.
Okay, I could see. When he gave me the second life and gave me a name, I could now connect it because now I am almost 57 now. It took long years for me to understand that connect. Okay.
And on top of it, with this connect, the story becomes more aligning. And also, I also see that overall impact is just a word. It is just a word. We have had meaningful problems to be solved. That is the problem we are facing. We are not
Can tell you,
of the world.
there are a lot of tribal people in the near the sanctuaries are only remembered when the elections come.
Yeah.
Okay, they drink water like the cat which drinks there. The lion and the tiger which drinks the water from the same muddy pond. These people are still drinking. I have enough data of ready. And when you talked about carbon credit, I forgot to tell you, we did 15,000 households in Madhya Pradesh tribal area where a Singapore company came and took the carbon credit for it.
Interesting.
For me, it was a win-win situation. Why? Because I am able to manufacture 15,000 filters and sell.
Right.
The poor man in my country got the water filter in their home. And the carbon credit guy was able to get carbon. How I tell you, one side you are saving energy.
Right.
The other end, they are not boiling the water to kill the pathogen
Right.
by using firewood and charcoal.
Right.
And the wastage of water was nil.
Right.
So the water stress management, the money went through it. Or unlike RO, you don't use energy. Or unlike any other villager, you don't boil the water. So it was able to calculate some carbon credit and it was able to give him some reasonable fund. He got the fund and another 80 schools in West Bengal. They put up a larger 500 liter filter of mine. They also got carbon credit. You want the documents, I can send it back to you. And that could be a very good value proposition. But in India, I think now they are down. I don't know who are all these big brains. Because downsizing the carbon value or upsizing the carbon value. God knows who are these people and what type of scientific temperament they have.
Correct.
Okay. But in other countries like African countries, in Ceylon and other places, carbon credit is very much valid for product like ours. And if you take UK, a lot of people have this yellow teeth.
Right.
UK has a fluoride problem.
Right.
In Thames and in many other counties.
Right.
In fact, in counties and other places, there are a lot of water resources, but they don't know. They invariably go for RO.
Right.
Why can't we cut and make a product out of this, get the UK certification, everything, and sell it in our own country? Okay, UK could be a great, and again, conservation, energy conservation, and the SDG goals and ESG goals are very much akin to both of our countries. And as you rightly said, the equation is much more better than what it was earlier, the UK and India.
Right.
And luckily, me being the academy fellow, I can easily connect to them and create a collaboration of sort, or you want to start a company there, just namesake, and you take products from India and export. I think now they have done away with the duties also. Zero duty something.
Yes. So
You can utilize all these advantages.
that zone where you will be able to get it.
You can utilize all these advantages and see how we can collaborate and take things to everybody down there. In fact, industries who are into RO, we can automate the whole plant and give it to them, thereby reducing the burden on energy or whatever it is. We can even use it for ETP plants or anything like that. We can use it. And we can automate the whole thing. We can do rainwater harvesting irrespective of whatever country is there. That is not really taken seriously. That water could be stored. Given
There's a lot of greenwashing in all the countries. Actually, the real thing is not happening. So, if you think UK, US, they say the water is pure to be had from the tap, right? It is the truth of the day. The water is not good for you. You have to heat it even more. You have to put something into it, mineralize it in the right way, remove some lead. For example, UK is known for a lot of lead in its water.
Correct.
Germany is known for a lot of lead in its water. If they can reduce that, make it better. So the problem is universal. They are defining it in the best way and just
In fact, for non-potable application, you can recycle the same toilet water again and again and again.
right.
For gardening or your car washing and other menial work, you can use it. Why should we have fresh water for all those applications?
Correct.
Can we some thought
Big
process on these points?
And the way you think about the application and how you drive the marketing for it.
Correct.
The only game. right? So yeah, pleasure to have you, sir.
Arun, which is your native and are you born and brought up in UK or are you?
No, I'm fully Delhi. I'm New Delhi. I was born in Delhi, and I have just come to the UK in the last 2 years. And before that, I have co-working spaces where we help startups to grow. We started in tier 3 towns. So we started in Faridabad, then we went to Zirakpur in Punjab. Now these cities are not tier 3. Now they've converted over a period of time to tier 2. But when we joined there and we started 10 years ago, they were tier 3. They were actually called tier 3. So we get innovators from those places, try to create events around them. We get the startups to work in our co-working space. So this has been 10 years of my journey, where we created four co-working spaces. So co-working spaces was the older business, but my thought was not real estate driven. Similarly, I'm not a real estate guy, but more towards the private equity side. So majorly looking at startups, looking at their funding, looking at are they making a good change. So that is what pulled me to Impact, because Impact could define the kind of startups I was looking for. So Impact comes to UN SDGs. So Sustainable Development Goals of UN become very easy for me to just structure what I'm looking for to get investment into, or get them to get collaborated with someone. Those things also drive me in a way that I become very happy to connect, right? So this is what they cut of me. So this is only 10 years of mine. Yours is 30, 40 years. So I am in a mentorship session right now. Thank you.
Sorry, I confused you.
From product side, amazing.
No, sorry to confuse you a lot.
No. I loved it. So I loved the way the attitude should be. There is a very big emotional, psychographic, as well as the knowledge of the way you drive the thought of innovation, right? There's a value to this thought that I have just got into this video. So I'm thinking, how can I meaningfully use your knowledge and give you some more connections in what way you also enjoy the journey with us, right? So this is the question in my mind. So I will, on Wednesday, I'm having a meeting, which might be a conversation I'll have with someone. And let's see what comes out of it. So we'll have a conversation on Friday, maybe.
Very nice. Anytime for you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, and it's a great opportunity that you came up with this idea. In fact, even thinking about putting up this in a podcast or anything is something amazing. Everybody do podcasts for movie actresses and whatnot, stuff like. उसे ये podcast कुछ काम देना है.
Right, sir. And this is something that drives us.
And I loved it because you had a freewheeling thing. You didn't interrupt with too much of questions for me. Had it been, I would have been giving you a
need for those questions, right? Everyone has their journey, and the way you told me, it was very, very informative, and it gave me a personality sketch, and it also gave me a product sketch. It also gave me an understanding of the whole, the way your logistics and your manufacturing is, and it also gave me an understanding of what is your wish for yourself, right? What else can we converse about, right? So we can always get your wish to the market and kind of create a structure around that wish. That is what will create a value for all of us. So this is where I started. It was fun. It was really fun. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's Chandrasekharan from Watson, turning plastic tech, temple heritage, and first principles science into filters and toilets that save lives without harming the planet. You have been listening to Impact Tech Studio. Subscribe, share with a founder or NGO teammate, and follow for more impact builder stories. Until next time, keep solving problems with purpose.